In the world of Loth, on the continent of Howell, we begin the first of the tales from the Cosmic Well. Three unwitting heroes have all been drawn for different reasons to Belnora, a small but thriving town. Belnora is ruled by the Archduke Calpus Remedine. Inside the town limits, there is great peace and prosperity, but elsewhere, times are becoming tumultuous for the kingdom. There's growing unrest as other dukes and lords are allowing their personal quarrels to affect their constituents. King Palador Desane, ruler of Howell, seems not to notice the infighting and growing poverty outside his castle walls. As things begin to boil over, empty bellies and pending taxes turn desperate men to desperate acts. The roads and waters of Howell are no longer as safe as they once were. It can be hard to see these things in a privileged bubble such as Belnora, but the Archduke is being forced to consider how to make sure his town, once an all-important destination along every valuable trade route, can escape the fate of many of their neighbors. Something must be done. We open Clyde Wonderspice. Why don't you tell me just a little bit, tell everybody a little bit about Clyde, Tom?
Yeah, Clyde Wonderspice is a gnome who he's grown up with his mentor, just an elderly elven gentleman by the name of Ebenezer the Grand Spice. And Ebenezer comes from a different time and a different world where there was once a guild more powerful than any other guild. And this was the Spice Guild. It has since fallen to ruins. It has crumbled. And as an old man, Ebenezer hasn't been able to continue his adventures any longer. However, he sent his loyal and faithful squire, Clyde Wonderspice, myself, out into the world to find and collect rare and delicious spices and trade them and maybe have a little fun along the way.
If you learn something along the way, so be it.
Very cool. So Clyde, you've been staying in the McGillery's Lodge since you came into town not too long ago. And as you wake up in the morning, you hear kind of a growing excitement from the floor below in what you would assume is the lobby.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna dart down there. I've always been someone who tries to seize the day, so Clyde's gonna run downstairs and see what the commotion's all about.
You see that there's a crowd of people, both employees of McGillery's, the local townsfolk, and people staying inside the inn that are all kind of huddling around this town crier. He's got a bell, and he's shouting from the top of his lungs. You hear him. He says, "Hear ye, hear ye! There shall be a town hall meeting at the Archduke's Manor this very evening. All are required to attend. That is all." And then he takes his bell and just slowly makes his way to the door and keeps kind of calling that same message out over and over as he makes his way to the next location.
Okay, cool. And I'm just by I'm not with my adventuring party quite yet. I've just woken up here.
Yeah, you've been staying in this inn, kind of trying to figure out where to go, right?
Yeah, I think so. How long have I been here, and maybe do I know anyone who works here, or is this just
I think you've been here long enough that you might be on, kind of an acquaintance basis with some of the staff. The owners are Shelia McGillery and Chip McGillery, her cousin. Then some of the servers as well. Nisha, Valeria, Pietro, and Stasha. So you see them, they're kind of trying to calm people down. They're getting people breakfast. And you can kind of see them when they get a chance, they're breaking away from their jobs to kind of talk to each other in quiet kind of little huddles.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it seems as though there's kind of a lot of to do about this kind of this announcement.
If it's possible, I'd like to maybe snag Nisha as one of the servers.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'd like to try to raise my short-reaching gnomish arm and catch her attention.
She sees you waving. She pops over. She says, "What can I do for you?"
Oh, hey, Nisha, it's really good to see you. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me. I was kind of wondering, what was this all about? What's up with this town crier, and what's this business all about?
When the Archduke is trying to gather the whole town, he sends this little man around to gather everybody. It seems that there's some kind of important announcement. This is pretty unusual. I don't really know much more than you do about it.
So, I mean, let's just say now, just for a moment, if I were just passing through a town like this one, would I have to attend? Do I have to be there? Even just a weary traveler such as myself, Clyde Wonderspice?
You know, I don't know much about you, Clyde, but I do know that you seem to be good with the stories, and at the very least, this could make a good anecdote for you.
I mean, you're probably not wrong there. There's probably a lick of truth in that statement. However, I got some spices, and I got to move them. But if you think that this is something that I ought to attend, I mean, I'd hate to, cause a stir. So
I'll tell you, I don't think it's a legal matter for you.
Okay, well, tell you what then. Maybe we'll just ride this particular wave and see what sort of shore I wash up on.
If you don't mind. And she kind of gives you a little curtsy, and she bails to kind of go take.
Quick, can I get some bangers and mash? I've got a mite hungry.
She throws a big thumbs up as she's kind of moving through the crowd.
Okay, thank you, Nisha. You're the sweetest, and I appreciate everything about you.
Vivian French. Zach, do you want to tell me a little bit about Vivian?
Yeah. Small hill dwarf druid man. Has been on the run for quite a while. Ran away about 3 years ago from his clan of dwarves, and is completely clean shaven, short hair, in an attempt to not look like such a dwarf. So I have to shave 3 times a day. I'm constantly cutting my hair. My clan, the Mudslinger clan, of course, originally sent me out with other dwarves to look for this ancient plans for this ancient ancestral drill, and I was trying to leave the clan for years, so I took that opportunity to run away. Yes, I was betrothed, and I ran away from that as well. I was just definitely more of a sensitive dwarf, in tune with nature and animals a little bit more, and for that I was cast out really socially, and didn't feel a part of the clan, so I decided to run away, make it on my own. I'm pretty shy in general, and only really feel myself around animals. So I've been working in this town, staying at a hotel for a little while, and working as basically their pest control or something like that. And really what I've been doing is any animal that I remove from somebody's home, I've been hoarding it in my hotel room or motel, Holiday Inn.
Well, that's a great segue, because as you hear the town crier make this announcement, you are actually in your first floor room at McGillery Lodge with Dale, a town guard, who is picking up a hedgehog that you rescued from a rabbit trap. And when the town crier screams, Dale jumps, because what you guys are doing isn't exactly legal.
Well,
and he said, "Oh man, I got to get out of here. I got to take Mr. Snuffles, and I got to run, man. I thank you very much, Vivian, but I've got to go."
Well, don't forget about the payment, bud.
Oh yes, of course. He slides you a bag with 10 silver pieces.
Now be sure to feed him 2 times a day. He likes a strict diet of greens, and he has pretty sensitive feet. So you're gonna have to take this wax that I gathered in this little. You're just gonna have to rub it on those pads every morning. Okay?
His attention is diverting between what you're saying and what's going on outside.
I need you to focus up here, bud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He grabs the stuff, puts it in his
greens
pocket.
And his pads. You got to take care of him, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to get out of here, Vivian. Thank you so much.
I'll come check on him in a few days, all right?
Great.
All
See you
right.
then. And he like runs out the door and slams it behind him.
All right. Well,
What's all the dang commotion? Vivian, so you're in your room when the announcement is made. What do you do?
well, I turn around and I see just a menagerie of animals, various red squirrels, a couple of badgers, a lot of mice and rats. And again, I'm a little more soft-spoken around. Go ahead.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
James, Clyde has his pet sugar glider.
Yes.
Have I gotten that yet, or are we going to role play me getting my sugar glider?
I believe you already have your sugar glider.
Okay.
Sherman,
I maybe should
right?
have, Sherman. I maybe should have mentioned that, but just to get it out of the way, Clyde has a pet sugar glider that he got from Vivian, who has a clipped wing, and his name is Sherman. And he's kind of like helps me with my, anxious mind.
He's a good boy.
And I should mention that gnomes can speak with small animals. So if I have a brief dialogue with my pet, it's, it's all above board. It's all on the level.
Yeah. Vivian's been in town a little longer, right?
Yeah, probably. I would say maybe about half a year. But I'm always ready to move on, just in case I'm discovered. So, what I'm gonna do is go back to shaving because it's time for the first of shaves for the day. So I'm gonna continue to groom myself a little bit because that stubble grows quick, and we don't want a beard. Will be noticeable. No mudslinger clan's gonna find me. And I'll whistle a lovely tune to my animals in the room. I can.
And
what?
What Vivian, is that you're as a longer term resident.
Yeah.
You feel like you would probably be obligated to be at this meeting.
Yes. Yeah. I just want to make myself presentable before I get out there, just in case. I've nearly been caught before, but I just got by the skin of my teeth. A young, fresh cut man. So I'm gonna clean myself up, and I will head out there. And on the way out, try to draw the shades so nobody can see that there are as many animals in there, because this is a no pet stay, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
You got to pay the extra fee for those pets.
And I'm not paying. I don't have it.
In the south of Belnora, at the Temple of All, Tassles, the half orc wizard, is doing his daily chores. Why don't you go ahead, Mike? Give me a little bit of background on Tassles.
Tassles, he's a big, thick boy. He's that very troubling half orc age where they're coming out of that. Half orcs age quite quickly, and they don't really track their own age because the life expectancy is so short. But he's at that kind of troubling age, which would be kind of equivalent to a young guy in his mid-20s not really sure what the hell to do with his life. And after kind of having to leave his forest home, it's kind of a long story, but he ended up living in the forest with this old man. Old man died. He's out now on his own, and he's picked up kind of begrudgingly a little bit of work from this religious sect. And he helps them with caring for the sick and needy, and kind of does some of their things. But he's also just about 6 foot 6 inches, 6 foot 6 inches tall. He's a big boy, and he's there to kind of also be a little muscle for the old man down at the church as well.
Yeah. So a little bit about the Temple of All, where you've been living. For how long would you say that you've been there? You think?
I've been there about 8 months.
About 8 months. So you've been in town the longest. You're kind of established here. The Temple of All is a non-denominational temple where anyone can kind of attempt to commune with their god of choice. It's run by 3 monks. There's Alan, Zonu, Dawnfriend, and Shield. The 3 of them run this monastery like temple, and you've been working for them. Meanwhile, they've been trying to like get you to become a kind of more long-standing member of the temple, because 3 people is really not a lot to
No.
take care of this enormous kind of this temple.
Right. Well, yeah, 3 humans, no less.
Right. Well, there's a human man, there's a Goliath female, and a half orc male. Not unlike yourself. Dude's name is Shield.
Shield.
Yeah. So you're doing your daily chores, and Alan interrupts and says, "Pardon me, Tassles. Do you have a moment? Can I borrow you for a moment?"
A moment. All my time is spent here in this damn church. You can have whatever you need.
It's I appreciate you, Tassels. Look, we just received news of a very important town meeting at the
for
manor
God's
house this evening.
sakes. Another meeting.
I know how you feel about politics,
Listen,
but
Alan,
what I'd like.
the oppressed are allowed once every few years to decide which particular representatives of the oppressing class are to represent and repress them.
Look, we live in a monarchy. I don't really know. I don't know. What is this? What are you describing? I'm not entirely sure what system.
I'm on board with it.
Here's the thing. We need to leave Zonu and Shield to care for the sick. But I need at least one other person with me just in case things get hairy at this meeting. Would you please join me at this meeting tonight?
Why don't you bring Shield? He loves showing off to the humans.
Well, we need 2 experienced healers at the house, and although you are a very talented magic user, we need people who can. How do I put this delicately? We need people with people skills to stay here and mind. It's something we're working on. I understand, but
all right, I'll come down there with you.
Your
I'll carry a
bedside
big
manner isn't exactly
yeah,
inspiring.
Listen, I'll carry a big stick. I'll come with you.
Thank you so much. So the 3 of you guys have kind of all heard about this town hall meeting. You're not entirely sure what is going on. No one seems to know. As the day goes on, people speculate wildly. It's an attack coming on the town. It's impending war. Like nothing would really surprise you based on the rumors you've been hearing about the state of things outside of the town. And as the hour approaches, you guys all kind of have to make your decisions. I imagine all 3 of you are. I know that you just said you're going, Tassels, but you guys are going to go, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna finish my breakfast first, though. I don't think I should be rushed.
And
you're
and I see a sales opportunity.
It's the end of the day.
Yeah, I see a sales opportunity, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple field mice and stick them in my coat pockets for a couple of sales on the road.
Roll me an animal handling check.
Yeah. Okay. First roll.
I love that. Okay, so let's just note the very first check we're rolling for is an animal handling check. What's that about?
That's the only way it could happen. You know
It's something I'm proficient in, though, and I'll tell you what, because I rolled that 16, I got 22, baby.
Oh.
What do you say to the mice as you put them in your pocket?
Say, hey, we're gonna find you guys some new homes today. Isn't that right, Clifford and Mincemeat?
Clifford and Mincemeat give your little hands a snuggle, just a little cuddle as they go into your pocket.
I'm gonna miss you guys so much, but you're gonna live a happy life, and no child is gonna forget to feed you accidentally, and it'll be cool, I promise.
Do you believe that?
I think he has to believe that.
I believe in the world. I believe in nature. I believe people can take care of these young mice.
So the evening comes, and people are kind of like parading down, the South Street to the manor house of the Archduke. People are filing in past the gates into this, very large home. that the Archduke uses not only as his residence, but also as where he kind of conducts all of the government business. It's basically City Hall and where he sleeps. So he lets everybody in, and the Great Hall is massive. There are 2 sets of stairs on either side that lead up to this great balcony that overlooks the Great Hall. And as everybody enters, the Archduke stands there with his guards on either side, kind of just nodding to everybody as they come in. And, he's just kind of patiently waiting to get this thing started.
Could I roll? I guess it would be perception to see if there's any house pets in the Archduke's home.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Natural 1.
You don't see anything. It's crazy. Like this is the most amount of people that have gathered in one place in this town in a long time. Like even most meetings are done in batches. This is like a big to do. It's massive. There's like people who are setting carts out carts up outside, selling like little sausages and like
Cool
concessions for this.
Could I, James,
Grab a sausage roll.
could I roll a perception for what I would deem to be a kind-looking human or someone larger than myself?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay, that is going to be a 16 total.
About 10 feet in front of you, you see this massive 6'6" half orc, just kind of like towering over most of the rest of the people. And he looks kindly enough.
Okay, I'd like to approach him. Hey, mister. Excuse me, pardon me, mister.
Are you addressing me?
Oh, Tassles, this wasn't you. This was another 6'6".
Damn it.
I kid. I'm sorry. Continue.
When you say 6'6" out loud, it makes me think that I want to be taller. You know what I mean?
Look, it's recorded now. You can't go back. You can't.
Okay.
No. Do you want to be 6'8"? Like, what do you want?
We're gonna round up to 6'8".
All right. He's 6'8".
top of like, MLB allowance.
At that
Hey,
point, he is
mister.
impossible to miss.
Yeah.
You just sprout 2 inches before my very eyes. Damn.
Are you addressing me in my extra 2 inches?
Excuse me, sir.
I'm so sorry. Are you
I
addressing
tug
me?
on his robe.
How can I help
Well,
you?
I was wondering, and I know this is a lot to ask because, well, you don't know me, and I.
You're saying a
certainly don't
lot
know
of
you,
words
but,
for someone that I've never spoken to before.
What I'm trying to get to here.
I would love for you to get to it.
I guess so. Then the point would be,
I would love to hear it.
could I sit on your shoulders?
God,
It's a
damn
mite
it.
hard for me to see. I'm just a little feller.
I look to my priest friend, and I would love to kind of give him a little side eye and roll an intimidation to specifically kind of get everyone around me to sort of give me a little bit more space.
Okay. So Alan is actually watching this whole thing with because he's like, they're trying to get you to be better with people. And he's seeing this for you like as an opportunity. You see him, he's like not making it subtle either. He's like appraising you with he's like
Yeah.
kind of nodding at you. But yeah,
Yeah.
give me an intimidation check. See if you can throw some bows.
And
Can I
not,
roll a counter to see if I'm intimidated by it?
Yeah,
I'm,
we'll
I'm
have you
hoping
roll. Yeah.
I'm hoping to like, yeah, I'm hoping to, not to metagame right off the top here, but I'm hoping that my little guy here isn't going to run away screaming.
If
you
you're
know.
not trying to intimidate him, he doesn't have to make a check.
That's right. I'm trying to get everybody else out of this space
Yeah.
because I'm going to pick this little dude up.
Give me an intimidation roll.
That's a natural.
Oh my god.
Okay.
First nat 20. I
The
love it so much.
dice know the character. They know what they need,
So you like look around and you start kind of like throwing bows and grunting, and
Yeah.
people like are giving you everybody you have like a 6 foot radius around you, and people are very close together around you to make room for you, like very uncomfortable.
What sort of grunting sounds are you making?
Yeah, I wanna
kind
hear
of like a low bark.
it. Like a chuff.
Yeah.
Like a chuff for like a cough of some kind. I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, so
quite a chesty, grunt.
people are perturbed. They give you plenty of
Okay.
room, and so
Oh.
you're gonna pick up.
Yeah, just with one hand, kind of just pick him up and bring him up on the shoulder.
Yeah, as a gnome, you are very, very light,
Mm-hmm.
Clyde, and you easily make it to the top of his shoulders, and you are sitting at like a solid 8 feet up in the air.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, you're feeling good.
Hey, man, that really means the world, and I appreciate everything you're doing for me. And if I might say, you really got some vim and vinegar, young man. I mean, the way you were kind of like occupying the space, man, that was something else, and I really do appreciate you.
I'm only going to tell you this because you're sitting on my shoulder, but I'm an agoraphobe.
You excuse, pardon?
Oh, that's just between you and me.
Okay, well, I won't tell anyone else up here.
Okay.
Everybody has kind of filtered in, and the stragglers are kind of like the only people still kind of coming in. You can see, everyone can kind of see the whole town.
Have I sold any mice?
Are you shuffling? That's what you're trying to kind of do a little.
I was looking for
wheeling and
animals,
dealing?
but I'm just wandering around. I know it's loud, and I'm just kind of a quiet guy, so really just I'm a short man wandering through a loud crowd, just going, mice for sale. I've
Yeah,
got a couple of pets.
people are
If
not.
anybody wants.
People are keyed up. Like this is totally unorthodox. It's
Yeah.
very shocking to everybody, and everyone's kind of scared. Like there's an energy in the room you can kind of feel.
I'm still continuing to walk around in this crowd. Excuse me, pets.
You guys are seeing, all the business people from town of note. You're seeing, people that you guys know. And things start to get quiet, and the Archduke magically amplifies his voice in the hall. He says, let me tell you a little bit about the Archduke before he speaks. He's a middle-aged man. He has a long beard. He's bald. He has a nice high collar that goes about to the middle of his ears. He wears purple all the time. Like his cloak is purple, his tunic is purple, his robes are purple. He's kind of got like a style, a very specific kind of person. But you also know, anyone who's been here long enough, maybe you don't know this, Clyde, but Tassles and Vivian, you guys know this. The Archduke loves this town. Like, he does everything he can to make this town as perfect as he can. He loves it. So he speaks. He's kind of got like a sparkle in his eye when he speaks. He says, "People of Belnora, I humbly thank you for joining me this evening and on such short notice. This morning brought more news of tragedy from the roads beyond our limits, 5 miles east. On the travel way to the city of Prudence, traders and merchants with goods and supplies meant for the capital were waylaid by bandits. These thugs took everything, leaving only a few of the caravan alive. This has gone on long enough. And this particular attack comes closer to our home than any other. I have decided that I will send a contingent of the Belnora Watch along with many brave folk as will go, to settle along the road halfway between here and Prudence. The Duke of Prudence will do the same, and we will create a safety point along this treacherous road to reestablish trade between the east and west coasts. Now, this is indeed a dangerous task, and I do not ask this of you lightly. We do not know what awaits you out there, but this is something that must be done." And he slams his fist down on the banister to kind of like accent each word.
Yeah.
"We will not allow these villains to go unchecked. Now, we will be taking volunteers this evening, those with the courage to join this expedition. You will receive a payment of 100 gold pieces upon arrival to this new settlement, as well as supplies for the trip. But what's more, you will have the appreciation of the kingdom, as well as the opportunity to establish a new mark on the map. Please see one of my scribes if you're interested, and you'll have 1 full day tomorrow to settle any affairs you have in Belnora. Thank you again for your attendance, and may the gods guide you in these troubled times. He turns and walks back into his chambers. After this happens, there's a ton of bustle. People start shouting. They're kind of like having this kind of moment. This is the first time that this violence outside of your walls has kind of been addressed in any meaningful way. There's rumors, right? You hear them at the bar, at the tavern, when you're drinking. But this is the first time anyone in power has said, this is a problem and we need to do something about it. You see families and friends in huddles as the scribes scan the room patiently, waiting to sign people up.
What do you think about that shoulder, friend?
Hey, I think we should absolutely do this adventure. By the way, my name's Clyde. What's your name, pal?
Clyde, who's we in this?
Hey, me and you, pal. I'm sitting on top here, and I think between the two of us, we're the tallest dude in the room.
Well, I'll tell you this, I'm not going to carry you all the way there.
Well, maybe we could negotiate that going forward. But the first thing I think we ought to do, and I don't want to speak for you, mister, but I think the first thing we ought to do is put our name on that list. I'm raring to go.
I don't know. I'm kind of wrapped up in something down at the temple. Did you see the temple on your way into town?
Tassels, what do you got? What's going on in that temple?
What did you call me?
Did I find out your name yet?
No.
All right, mister.
Shit, my name tag.
I guess maybe I noticed the temple, but I didn't go in there. I understand if you got to stick around for something.
Well, it's just that stupid old temple. It's fallen down, and well, these stupid people work there, and they just suck at their jobs. And well, if I leave, the whole place will
all
come
this in front of
crumbling
Alan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alan doesn't. He's a calm and kind man.
Yeah.
He doesn't. You can see he looks a little hurt and disappointed, but he doesn't say anything.
If I leave, the whole place is going to come crumbling down. And I kind of that last sentence is when I actually kind of eye Alan.
Yeah, he looks a little mopey. You hurt his feelings for sure.
Now, mister, is that something that you know? Is that a fact? Or is that just a worry? Is that just a little bit of anxiety that's maybe just building and bubbling up just over the top of the pot?
All right, I think it's time for you to come down off the shoulder.
Well, it's mighty comfy up here, but if I have to come down.
Yeah, it's time for you to come down.
Okay, I'll come down. I understand.
All right. Yeah, I guess.
I just feel like maybe these are a lot of fears that aren't entirely founded.
Well, you don't know anything about fear, first of all.
Well, I'll tell you
And
what.
I just glare right into your eyes.
Are you trying
Is that
to do
an intimidation check?
While this is happening, Vivian, you've heard this announcement. What are you thinking?
I gotta unload some pets because I gotta unload lots of pets quick because I was waiting for a sign that I should keep moving as I have, and this is longer than I've stayed anywhere, and it's because I felt safe. But if the world outside is unsafe, then I might have a better chance with a different crew making a new name in a new area. So I'm going to take it as a sign. I will go to sign up, but I'm also hurrying to sell.
It's a fire sale.
It's a fire sale.
Yeah, I think that's cool. Not to mention, there's got to be some appeal, right, to like going to an unmarked town on the map, a place that nobody really knows about outside of like two towns. Yeah,
a better hiding space for your boy.
for sure. Yeah. So you go around. You're trying to make some sales, and people. It's the furthest thing from people's minds right now. People are like, you're trying to kind of get into conversations, but everybody's talking about this weird opportunity. And you can see the three of you guys see still no one has stepped forward to volunteer. Like it's been about 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Right.
The scribes are starting to look a little nervous.
Well, I'll tell you what, sir, I'm going to go sign that thing, and I would love if you join me because I think you're a kind man. I'm going to go sign it.
And I'm I keep eyeing Alan like a little more intensely every time while muttering under my breath about how stupid everyone is.
Can I roll
Alan?
a perception to see if I notice him glancing at this other dude?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Oh dang. It's gonna be a 9 total.
I think you're looking kind of at what's happening in front of you. This is like kind of a quiet exchange. And Alan just kind of steps forward. He puts his hand on your shoulder, Tassles, and he says, "Look, son, I've enjoyed having you at the temple, and you're a beautiful soul. But if this is what you want, if you're looking to move on, this is a great opportunity, and you'd be giving us a good name here if you decided to go."
Well, don't let Shield touch any of my stuff and don't get killed.
I think we can manage that. So you guys are going to go sign up?
Yeah.
Big time.
I would
Cool.
like to mostly try to go up when I notice nobody's going up there. To just be like, hey, listen, if I sign up, will you buy these 2 mice for me? They're great pets.
The woman who's taking signatures on your side of the manor house says, well, sure,
You got kids?
yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna
they'll love these little mice.
They're gonna love them. You got grains in your kitchen?
I'm sorry.
Grains in your kitchen?
I mean, yeah. Doesn't everybody?
Yeah, you already got food. You don't have to buy a thing.
Can you speak up, sir? I'm having a hard time hearing.
This is
you.
as loud as I can go. I'm practically yelling right now.
Yeah.
She kind of stoops down to hear you a little better. All right.
Get a little closer.
All right. How much now, sir?
Well, normally these guys would go for maybe 20 silver piece each, but for you, I'll give you both for 20. You know, this is live. This is real. They're loving. Look how kind they are.
She says, look, here's what I got. I got 1 gold piece that I can slide to you. That's all I have on my person. But it's I want those little mice for my boys, and I sure appreciate the sale.
Please, James, if you will, remind me how many silver is a gold?
10.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
So she's basically asking to half it.
Is it crazy to sell a pet for a gold?
Well, mice. You're selling a mouse for gold.
Yeah, you're selling 2 mice for a gold. It is a little. I think she's kind of taking pity on you a bit.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I don't know what pricing scale I should be using on
Like,
this.
doesn't the common peasant have to work so much to earn a gold piece? Isn't that true? Aren't they usually getting an amount of silver a day, maybe?
Belnora is a particularly prosperous town.
Oh, okay.
Money. I wouldn't say money is no object, but think like some kind of rich suburb. You know, like it's like a really nice little town with a thriving economy, despite the rest of the world kind of being in danger.
Well, yeah. Then that's a deal, miss. I guess 1 gold should probably be fine. Just okay for these. You know, kind of cutting you a deal here, but
She puts out her hand with the gold piece in it.
I will take it. I'll bite it very gently. I don't want to harm my teeth. I have good teeth. And then I pull out the mice. I kiss them both on the forehead, and I say, "Have a good life."
They obediently climb kind of into her frock. And she says, "Oh, you've got them trained. That's so lovely."
That's what you're paying for. I told you, pretty big discount, huh?
I just so grateful. And she's at the same time, she's putting the feather pen and the parchment in front of you.
What's this
and
for?
She's like, "Well, I was hoping you'd be the first to sign up to take the Archduke up on his offer.
Listen,
Help start a new town."
I'm happy to go. I just don't want to go alone. You know, I need somebody to hide behind. I'm kind of a nervous guy.
As you're
I'd
saying
like to
this,
wave at him.
yeah. You see this comically short and comically tall duo walking from the crowd. The first two, besides from yourself, to break from this kind of nervous crowd mentality, and they go up to sign up, and Clyde waves at you you know Clyde.
Clyde, how are
Hey,
you?
Viv, man,
Hey,
it's
bud.
so good to see you, mister. How's the whole, how's your little circus of pets been treating you?
French's fauna is thriving. We are having a fire sale.
Oh, really? Well, man, Sherman sure does miss you, don't you, Sherman?
Oh,
And I'd like to
Sherman.
kind of wiggle him out of my sleeve or wherever he was hanging out.
He comes out like vibrating.
Sherman, so good to see. I'd like to grab a little treat out of my pouch and feed it to him.
Yeah, he jumps over, like using one of his wings to kind of his patagem, if you will. He like jumps over and takes a little nibble of the treat, gives you kind of like a nice little like. He rubs his head on your hand and then jumps back over. He's already grown quite attached to Clyde.
Oh wait, he likes it like this, Viv. If I could,
yeah, get in there.
I hold my hand out for the treat.
Yeah,
and I pull out a spice, some particular little paprika, and I go a little paprika on the treat.
That looks nice. What is?
He starts going ham on it.
What are you putting on that thing?
Oh man, that's just a little bit of this paprika I found, and it's really nice. I think I don't know if you cook, but I think
I actually like it. I love cooking. Have we talked about this before?
If I can't even believe how long I've known you, and we haven't even talked about this yet.
Oh man, well I'm so glad you guys have come to sign up. We can talk all about all of my culinary techniques. And
are you doing this adventure, man? I'm so excited.
I'm headed. Who's this big fella over here?
I've turned and addressed the page directly. All right, listen, this is what I'm going to need. I'm going to need at least a day to go back out into the woods and collect my thoughts. I need to think about my entire life before I go out. I'm going to need a little bit of that pay up front.
So this scribe, he looks around at the, absolutely zero other people who have been volunteering. And he says, I think I can make that work.
That's great to hear. It sounds like you're someone who can get things done.
If you make it here tomorrow morning, I'll make sure you get half of your leavings right up front. But once you sign this, it's legally and magically binding.
All right. Well, as long as you don't come and try and bind me or anything, carry me away.
Oh, we wouldn't. No.
I'll be leaving this mansion on my own 2 feet. Thank you very much.
The guy looks up at you about a foot. You're about a foot taller than him, and he just goes, "Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. I don't see myself being able to wrangle you anyway."
All right, and I don't want any press.
I'm sorry.
You heard me.
All right, just sign right here.
It's signed.
As you guys sign, it glows with like a purple magical energy. So one by one, you guys...
Can I throw a little arcana on that and see what I just signed up for?
Yeah.
Shit ass. It's a natural 2.
You're not sure. It's a pretty high level magic,
okay,
but
pretty high level shit here.
You can put 2 and 2 together based on what the scribe said. You feel like you've kind of just entered like a binding contract.
Clyde, what sort of spice do you think does that?
What, that sort of whatever sort of magic and hoodoo was happening up there?
Yeah, it's got to be a spice, right?
Man, I couldn't even begin to tell you, Viv, Terry. But I hope to find out one day. There's nothing better than a spice than an adventure to go along with it. So I'm happy to sign and hopefully learn what sort of magics are involved later.
Yeah. I'm excited to get out there and be on an adventure with you.
Could you just give me a little boost, though? The podium's a little high for me to sign.
Well, I'll give you a boost, but it's not going to be that much. Not too much extra, but you can get a little higher if you want.
Okay.
Here.
I stand on his interwoven hands, his interlocked fingers, to get just an extra few inches off the
Re-
ground. to
they're
reach the
they're
podium.
sturdy fingers. They are sausage fingers.
You
Mhm.
can't see over a desk.
How high is the desk? I'm like maybe 3 feet tall. I'm like reaching up on top and
Okay.
signing.
Yeah.
Well, there, I suppose that's gonna do it, huh?
You have beautiful
So-
script, Clyde. That looks so good.
Man, well, I appreciate that, Viv. A kind word never hurt no man.
The scribe says, all right, gentlemen. Now the party will be meeting here in front of the manor house around this time tomorrow night. Gives you the evening and all of tomorrow. Take care of whatever business you want to take care of. Do you have any questions for me?
I'll take that as a big no.
All right. Thank you so much, because you see that now that the three of you guys have done it, a few other people have kind of started to come forward, asking questions, signing
Mm.
up. Not a ton, but enough. And you guys have the rest of the night to yourselves, to kind of to begin to gather yourselves for this journey. You're kind of all together. Do you guys have a plan? It's around dinner time. Let's out right in time for kind of a dinner rush
Clyde,
at one of the restaurants.
why don't we grab a bite? You know, if we're going to be adventuring, we might as well get to know each other a little bit more. We've only had business dealings in the past, but if we're going to be on the road, you know, plenty to talk about, huh?
You know, I'd find that agreeable, but one thing I'm really adamant on is the
Yeah.
inclusion of our new friend over here. I still haven't found out his damn name.
This big,
but
the big man. Hey, guy, we haven't met before, or have we? I might have
Did you-
seen you around town.
Did you sign that cheap pact back there?
Yeah, I put my name on it.
Yeah.
What's yours? What's your name?
Lambs to the slaughter. You know what I'm saying?
Nice
Just
to meet you,
A
Lambs.
cog in the machine. That's all they're looking for. You know, they're using the proletariat,
This is
build up a base of bodies to build the new town on.
oh.
is this one of those
So-
like trickle down situations where like we just got to make sure whoever's at the top is making some good,
You know what? You're exactly.
you know?
You know what, Spiceman? You're exactly right.
If I've
I
learned
went to public
anything,
school.
if I've learned anything running business in this town, is that we could start our own pyramid scheme if this is the case. I've been running a business here for a while. You seem like you got the brains for it, Mr. Big Orc Man, who won't tell me his name. It's almost starting to offend me a little bit.
Listen, let's not get ahead of ourselves about starting
I'm sorry.
businesses
I was
trying
raising
to,
my voice. I'm so
and
sorry.
trying to you know extort the locals for a town that doesn't even exist yet.
I'm just trying to get everybody a nice pet.
And I
I
mean,
thi- I think we're
ultimately,
gonna
we
be
were just
okay.
hoping you'd have dinner with us.
I'm open to that idea at least,
Okay.
especially if Moneybags Zookeeper over here is paying.
I don't. Who?
You,
I'll tell you
Moneybags
this.
Zookeeper.
I don't have much in the way of coin, but I'm worth my weight in salt. I think I have my weight in salt.
Great. You know what? They actually charge you less if you say, "Hold the salt. I brought my own."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a brewery maybe in this town, or like a tavern, or somewhere I could get maybe some sort of strong bubbling beverage?
So there are two taverns. There's a tavern inside the Weary Traveler's Rest, which I'm now just seeing that I spelled wrong. And there's a
Travelers.
tavern- I'm not going to change the spelling. I'm just going to add
It's owned
Yeah.
by a man.
It's a traveler.
Yeah, travelers. Yeah.
It's
Uh,
owned by a man named Traveler. I'm Traveler.
So McGillery's Lodge and Weary Traveler's Rest are the two food establishments. The Three Stones Brewery is actually a brewery. They brew their own beers and liquors, and they do have a tasting room, but it's like alcohol only. more like a tourist experience, if you catch my drift. So what you guys know is that Weary Traveler's Rest has kind of like a more gourmet fare. They're a little more expensive, but the food is a little bit better. Whereas McGillery's, where you guys have been staying, Clyde and Vivian, is more of like an everyman's kind of a place. Think like a TGI Fridays versus a, family-owned nice restaurant.
All right, how about
It
some
is
apps?
Friday.
How about some apps and zerts, guys?
Yeah, yeah.
If
You
you
just
don't have
order on
any
the
money-
iPad.
I want some buffalo bites now that I said it out loud, and I have regrets. So which one are you guys thinking?
McGillery's.
I have no money, so someone's buying me dinner. Is that true? I'll come along and I'll find my way. I think TGIF McGillery's is probably the move. though.
TGIM.
TGIM.
Yeah. Thank God it's McGillery's, dude.
So you guys kind of start booking it, and you realize you are ahead of most of the curve for dinner time. You're leaving a majority of the town back at the manor. The streets are fairly empty. You guys pass by all these businesses. You pass by the tailor shop. You pass by the kind of like, the kind of little places on your way to McGillery's. All the lights are out. Nobody's open for business right now, even though it's kind of an early, like 6 p.m. type of feel. It's a beautiful, like, late spring day, so it's still somewhat light out as you guys hit McGillery's lodge. And we'll just we're gonna take us in here. So you guys are
roof
inside.
out of here.
You guys are inside McGillery's, and the three of you make your way. There are a couple patrons inside. There's a lute player and a drummer sitting in front of the fireplace, kind of giving you a nice quiet dinner accompaniment. You see Chip McGillery is behind the bar, and you know that Sheila McGillery is in the kitchen. She is a pretty well-known chef. And Nisha, who both Vivian and Clyde know quite well. Nisha greets you guys at the door and brings you to a table. She says, "What can I get for you boys? You want to see a menu?"
I already know. I'll have the poppers. Thank you. My usual. What do I have every night?
Would you like the specials, or
what's special tonight?
Tonight we got a charred quipper, got a vegetable gumbo, and a steak sandwich that is out of this world.
That sounds so
what's
great.
a quipper?
So a quipper is like a piranha-esque fish in the D&D world.
Oh.
So it's small and meaty.
Yeah, I'm feeling particularly pescatarian tonight. I'd go for the quipper. The quicker the better.
Anything to drink with that, my friend? We got all of the we've got all of the Three Stones Brewery ales on tap.
Mm-hmm.
We also have 3 drinks specials this evening. We have the Dragon's Breath, we have the East Valley Rock Climber, and we have some imported ales as well.
I think that I would go, in fact, for the East Valley Rock Climber, since you have it.
Excellent.
I think that's what I prefer.
Excellent. She says, anybody else? Is there anything?
What? So I'd like a red wine, if that's all right. The drier, the better. And if we have a man of the cloth with us, I'm sure he would do the same. A little wine with me, right?
Yeah, I'll wine and dine with you there.
Yeah.
If you have sort of something this size is good.
Large mug of wine.
Yeah, and I'll also it's got to be in a mug.
Yeah.
And also I'll if you could put that steak sandwich in the gumbo, I'll take that.
That sounds quite lovely. She makes her way to get the poppers, the quipper, and the steak sandwich gumbo.
My favorite.
Make
My
and
favorite meal.
I have a feeling that you misunderstood me. Make the whole sandwich and then put the sandwich in the gumbo. Thank you.
She gives you a wink, and so you guys are waiting for your food, and you notice that there are these three guys at the bar, as you can see, kind of just sitting around the bar. Let's see here.
Can I roll a perception on the tunes?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, never did have much of an ear for music.
Sounds like this.
You think it's a tune, an old traditional folk tune called "The King's Gentle Mercy." You can't be sure.
Right.
Can't be sure. You think you've heard it before, but you don't know.
Right. It's either that or WAP.
Yeah.
I can't tell. I can't tell.
An instrumental.
It's actually, I think it's a mashup. This is the new Girl Talk finally came out. It's a
Very
mashup
good.
Of WAP and,
Wet ass
King's Gentle.
paladin. Wet ass paladin.
Wet ass paladin. Yep.
So you guys see these guys, they're kind of huddled around the corner of the bar. They're kind of all like chatting with each other. And the bartender is kind of like moving from where they are to the other side of the bar.
What do you think's going on over there? I haven't ever been in here, but does that bartender look particularly skittish to you?
Do I know this bartender?
You guys know Chip. He's kind of a simple man. His cousin Shelia owns the place, and he runs the bar, but he's like very quiet, doesn't talk much.
Could I roll a perception to see would I maybe know who the three patrons are at the bar talking? Or that,
no, you definitely don't know who they are.
I definitely don't know them.
None of the three of you guys recognize these guys. They're
okay. Does it seem obvious that what? I'm sorry. What did you say? Chip? What was the name?
Chip. Yep.
Does it seem obvious that he's like avoiding them, or he's?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need a perception check for that. He's making it pretty obvious.
Do I recognize everybody else kind of in the dining room, at least seeing them around town?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my first thought. Customers. I'd like to go try to sell these men some pets.
I think we should find out what these three fellers sitting at the bar, what their tale is.
Yeah, they're new. I bet they could use some pets. Everyone could use one. It makes you a better person. Caring for something, Come on.
I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay at the table and light a pipe.
Sure. Okay. So the two of you guys head over, and as you get closer, you kind of hear them. They're kind of conspiratorially whispering, but kind of like a stage whisper, like you can hear them from kind of far off. And you hear one of them says, "Hey, you hear about those bandits? Those guys made out, well, like bandits. They've got a ton of. Those guys are feeding their families. They're paying their bills, paying their taxes. Easy peasy. These guys have it made." And then another guy goes, "Yeah, it can't be that hard to rob some shitty, merchants out in the middle of nowhere on the road. It's got to be easy." And then the third guy says, "Yeah, I think we've got the start of a very good idea."
Excuse me, fellers.
Hey, Chipper.
Hey,
Chipper, come and get us a beer, Chip. So what did you say? You said, "Hey, fellas."
Excuse me, fellers. Gee, mister, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I couldn't help but overhear your little conversation there.
Well, you were eavesdropping?
I mean, it didn't take much, that's for sure. I certainly didn't mean to. If it was dropping eaves, it was unintentional, but it doesn't make any real difference to me. I know what you said. And as far as the merchants are concerned, well, sir, I resemble that remark, and I didn't care much for it.
And what are you going to do about it, Shorty?
Well,
mean,
I'd like to offer you guys some pets possibly. It might make you nicer people if you're thinking about doing something bad. If you care for something, it's just gonna it's really gonna do your heart good. If Vivian French's fauna, I got a lot of good material here. We got a lot of pets. I got mice. What would you like?
The third guy stands up and his bar stool falls over. And he comes up and he puts his finger on your chest, Vivian. He says, "Why don't you two children go back to school and stop bothering the adults?" And he's like, you can smell the ale on his breath.
Sir, I probably wouldn't do that. I'm an experienced pest control, and right now you are certainly being that. And I'd appreciate it if you took that finger off of my chest.
The second guy says, "Are you calling us pests? Let's get outside. Let's settle this like men."
Well,
yeah, but I think that's a great idea, friend. Let's settle this outside. Why don't you lead the way for me, would you?
Okay, why? Okay. I'll go outside.
I try to glance over at Viv, try and give him a little.
What do you make of all this, Tassles? You're seeing this happen. They're not exactly being quiet.
Are they going to? Did you say lead the way? Are they going to start walking towards us?
Yeah,
they're heading towards the door, and Chip actually says, "Sirs, this is a very bad idea. These guys seem real mean and nasty."
Wait, to us, to me.
That's what Chip says to you two. Like as they're going, the three of them are heading towards the door.
Okay, I'd like to look at him and kind of go like make it ask like I'm looking for the key.
He has no earthly idea what you mean. He's like looking at you very puzzled. He doesn't get it.
Chip, hey, Chip.
What are you guys doing? Why are you doing that?
Okay, I'd like to walk up to him and whisper, "Chip, you gotta clean the wax out your dang ears, partner. You gotta give me the key. I'm gonna lock these damn fools out in the street."
Oh, Sheila, they're paying customers. Sheila wouldn't like that. He like won't meet your eye. He's like looking at the ground.
Where's Sheila? Where even is that gal?
Sheila sticks her head out from behind the kitchen. She says, "Hey boys, what's going on over there?"
Oh, just taking out the trash. Don't worry about it.
All right. Is there anything I can fix you?
Maybe you could just lock the door. Could
You
I
boys have your orders in?
Oh, I'd love those poppers pretty soon.
Oh, coming right up.
Thank you. Give me the key.
To her or Chip?
To Chip.
Chip he like kind of goes behind the bar and just kind of like puts his hands over his ears and just kind of.
So they're walking towards the door?
They are, yeah.
So as they pass, one by one past me, who's been sitting there watching this all unfold, I stand up as they pass and just let a little bit of smoke trickle out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And am hoping for an intimidation roll as they pass.
Yeah, give me an intimidation roll.
Can I do one for all three of them?
Yeah.
Sorry, which screen am I on? Yeah, so 9, and that's a big 10. I forgot that my charisma is so low.
The first guy who kind of started this whole encounter, he just kind of turns his head away from you, but the other two like jump and they like run for the door after they see you kind of.
Could I follow closely behind the last one?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go out the door. I'm going to try to pull his pants down at the threshold of the door and push him out and then slam the door behind him.
All right, roll me a sleight of hand check.
Okay. 11.
You go to grab him and he kind of turns and swats your hand away and he goes, "We're almost outside. We're going to settle this like men."
Sorry, your pants were falling down. I wanted to make sure you didn't trip.
He holds the door open for you. After you.
I've followed them. I've followed them outside now too.
The two guys who you intimidated are both like looking a little less sure about what's about to happen. The guy who started the whole fight, he takes his weapon belt off and throws it to the side of the inn, and you see him kind of like crack his knuckles, and he just says, "All right, who's first?"
I step forward and lean my quarterstaff up against the side of the building.
He says, "You sure you want to do this? You sure you want to get involved with these two pipsqueaks?"
Are you sure?
Less sure than I was a minute ago, but I'll fight you.
That's all I ask.
They don't call me Fists of Fury for nothing.
Yeah.
Roll initiative. Vivian.
Me?
Oh, sorry, Tassles. Actually, everybody roll initiative because you guys are going to all be fighting.
So I got a 16.
It's plus.
Dexterity.
No,
It's
Oh.
going to be a 13 for me.
Oh yeah, my dexterity is 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16.
14.
Yep. 13 for me.
13 for Clyde, 14 for Vivian. What'd you get, Mike?
16.
16 for Tassels. These guys rolled pretty poorly, so we got a 9, an 8, and a 4. So we're going to have... You guys are all going to act before them. So we got Tassels first, followed by Vivian, followed by Clyde, followed by the 3 thugs.
Should we move our tokens out in the street?
Yes.
All right.
Let's get these things set up. You guys are going to be right outside the door.
Why am I the only one that has a name on it?
We
you
each
all
have
do.
a name. It's only visible for the person who's logged on. Yeah.
Wow, I feel like such an old man.
It's technology, Michael.
Why didn't it work? Is this my Hotmail?
No, this is MSN.
Is this AIM?
It all
Don't
became
say
the same.
Yahoo. All right. So the 3 of you guys are all kind of squared up out here. It's a fair fight. You guys are all fighting with your fists, right? I imagine that's what's happening, or at least you're appearing to all fight with your fists.
I'm appearing.
Yeah, I think I'll play it straight. We'll do just some fisticuffs.
Yeah, just my 2 fists and my tensor's disc. You know what I'm saying?
Tetris disc. Go ahead and give me. What are you gonna do, Tassels? This guy's in front of you. He's got his fists up. He's ready to fight you.
It's my turn.
It is.
Great. Well, I'm gonna try and grapple him.
Ooh, give me a
Is that a
grapple
thing?
check. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's opposed athletics or acrobatics checks depending on if you're strength or dex. I believe your character is a strength, so you're probably gonna roll an athletics check.
Yeah.
Guy's also gonna roll an athletics check, so it's a
Okay.
roll off.
Great.
Roll off.
Oh hell yeah. My friends, that is a 14.
Ooh.
He actually rolled a 20.
Oh shit.
So you step up confidently and you go to get around this guy. You've never had a problem with this before, but this guy's kind of wily and he pushes you off and gets ready to strike again. Vivian.
Before I'm going to step up to this man, be like, "You sure you don't want a pet?"
Fuck you.
And I'll say,
Sorry,
I'll say,
caught unaware.
say good night. I'll say it really quiet though. Say good night.
What? He like leans in to hear you. Go ahead and roll the hit.
I am going to cast poison spray non-lethally on him to try to knock him out. He's got to make a Constitution save of 14.
He rolls a nat 20.
Oh,
He says, "Hey, that's no fair. That's magic.
that's not magic.
That's guards. These guys are cheating in their fisticuffs."
I thought you farted.
Clyde, you're up.
Okay. Which feller is right in front of me here?
This is the guy who's probably said the least.
Okay. Well, he's thrown in with the wrong crowd. So I'm just
Truly.
gonna, I guess there's not much I can't. I probably shouldn't try to grapple this fella because he's quite a bit bigger than me. I'm just gonna run up. I'm just gonna give him just the old right hook.
All right,
Coming
roll an
from
attack
down,
roll.
the thunder from down under. Because I'm short. Okay, let's go. Okay, and I'm adding strength to this.
Yes.
13.
Yeah, that hits him.
Nice.
So where are you trying to hit him?
I wasn't really too worried about where. It was more just land the punch and see where that takes us.
All right, go ahead and roll. It's a D4 plus your strength for damage.
Cool. 4 damage.
So you punch this guy right in the gut, and he doubles over, and kind of in surprise. He didn't really expect you to be able to hit him.
See, I'm a pretty short guy, but you didn't think I'd be hitting you quite this hard, huh? And yeah, these old pistons, I tell you, brother, you've got one more thing coming.
Tassles, the guy in front of you is ready to retaliate. That's a 20 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he's going to deal you some fist damage. Hachi-machi. He deals you 1 plus 1 strength. So he deals you 2 damage from his punch.
Okay.
He hits you in the chest, and you don't really, it doesn't really bother you much. The chuffing certainly puts him at disease. The second guy here, Vivian, is a you cheater. He's actually going to go for his knife. He's going to step over here. He's going to pick his knife up. That makes it the guy in front of you, Clyde. He's going to go ahead and take a punch at you. Does a 15 hit?
Does not. My AC is 16 with my scale armor.
He throws a big punch, but you duck right underneath it. Your dex is certainly helpful here.
Mm-hmm.
Back up to the top of the order. Tassels, this guy just hit you. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, I'm going to extend my arm and touch his chest and cast True Strike, which is a cantrip.
True Strike, you want to cast that on him or on
Yeah,
yourself?
on him.
Just 1 sec. I just want to understand what's happening, because I'm pretty sure you're casting a spell on him that's going to make it easier to hit you.
Yes. Yeah.
No,
Nope. Okay, you gain
grants a brief
advantage on your
insight
next turn.
into the target's defenses, and I know about his.
Oh, okay.
So
I know all about
you point
his
a
shit.
finger at him, and you cast your spell, and he's like, "What the hell? What the hell did you just do to me?" And he has no idea what's going on, but he
I
lights
just
up with
signed
like
your will.
this aura starts to glow around him, and he's highlighted against the night for your next attack. Vivian.
Well, I'm a little alarmed now that he's got a knife here.
Yeah, this guy has bent to pick up his knife. He's right next to you.
Then I'm going to swing around so I'm behind him as he's bending over.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to kick him the rest of the way over so he falls on the ground.
I think so. I'm going to do this as a grapple check.
Okay.
Because you're trying to do something very specific with your attack roll.
Sure.
So go ahead and just roll and add either acrobatics or athletics, depending on which one is better.
Uh-oh.
He's rolling opposed, so
7.
yeah, you kick him, but he's like kind of firmly planted, and he's like, what was that?
It's a rhino.
Clyde, this guy's you're making some headway with this guy.
Man, you know what I appreciate is that you and I are doing this the old-fashioned way, just with the fist and the knuckles. These other guys are pulling out knives and whatnot, and then I swing at them.
He has time to say, "I heartily agree." Go ahead and roll him.
Hardly or heartily?
There was an I in there.
Okay. That's gonna be an 18 to hit.
Definitely hits. Go ahead and roll some fisticuffs damage.
It's gonna be 5 damage.
You knock him square across his chin. He is kind of making conversation with you and leans forward, and you
that's like a jumping
right
uppercut for me.
Yeah. You get a big hit on his head.
Like a Mario busting like a coin block. Is what
he
that
takes a
jump
step back. Yeah, you see the gold coin pop up from his skull.
Yes.
He takes a step back and just says, "Oh, gee, The thugs are going to go next. Tassels.
I'm cursing under my breath that I stupidly put my quarterstaff down up against the wall. And but now that I can see this guy fully, I'm going to swing at him.
Oh, hold on. It's his turn. He's attacking you.
Oh, you said my name like as if
I did. Yeah, I was going to ask as a 14 hit.
as if you had something for me.
I do.
Yeah,
Does it-
yes,
does
a
it
14 hits. Yes.
All right, you take 2 more damage as he
Oh
hits
my
you
God.
with a punch.
Okay. That's my lips bleeding, Bert. We
That
got
brings-
Karl Marx quotes tonight, and It's a Wonderful Life quotes. That's all. That's what it's all about.
It's about diversity.
Yeah.
This next thug is going to turn around and he's actually going to try and stab you, Vivian.
Oh, okay.
That's a 16 to hit.
That's gonna do it.
All right, he's going to deal you. Up to this point, all the damage has been non-lethal. He's going to deal you 3 lethal damage
Oh.
as he cuts you with his knife. The gentleman who you've clocked is looking to return the favor. Clyde, he's going to take a big swing. Does a 15 hit? I don't think it does.
It does not. 16 is the magic number.
He goes low this time, and you jump clear over his strike. Like you leapfrog over it. Now, Tassels, this guy is lit up in front of you against the knight. What do you do? You're just going to go ahead and take a big swing?
Oh, that is me.
Mhm.
Yeah. Ready to go.
All right, you're attacking with advantage.
Oh, sick. Considering I just rolled that. Okay, 9.
Plus your strength,
Plus 3, so 12.
plus your base attack bonus. But that definitely hits.
Oh, sick. My base attack bonus. I have no idea what that is. So
Sorry, you're pardon me. I went back to D&D 3.5 for a second.
Is he proficient in unarmed strikes?
Yes, your proficiency bonus. Yeah.
Oh, that is going in there?
Yeah.
Why am
Are
I
we all proficient in that, or is that just
Yes.
something that's true for a
Yeah.
wizard?
I mean, you guys are, it's the difference between attacking with a fist or a weapon. Fists are like a simple weapon, basically.
Okay.
And everybody's proficient with those.
Oh, sick. Okay,
sick.
great.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
you
12,
definitely
so 14.
you definitely
yeah.
hit this guy. Go ahead and roll some fisticuffs damage.
Which is D4?
D4 plus your strength. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Oh, sick.
Oh.
Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7.
You hit this guy clear across the face.
Oh,
He
that's what I'm talking about.
staggers backwards and then looks at you.
Fuck this wizard shit, you
You're
know?
gonna pay for that. Vivian, this guy just knifed you. What are you gonna do?
All right, I'm gonna poison spray him.
He needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, it's got to beat 14.
All right. He fails. What happens now?
Oh, I'm gonna roll a D12 of poison damage,
Holy
big
macaroni!
time.
and it's 12.
Wow,
Some big
dude.
poison damage on this guy. He staggers backwards. He says, "I don't feel so good," and he throws up on the lawn
You shouldn't have done that.
right here.
You shouldn't have done that.
Clyde, you watched as this guy kind of stepped towards you and then threw up. What do you do?
Well, damn, that's a spicy meatball.
I suppose I'll stay the course, and then I swing my punch.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay, so plus proficiency. It's only 10 this time.
So you hit him, but you feel like you didn't do you hit his armor.
Yeah.
You feel like you didn't do any damage here.
Mhm.
So Tassels, the guy that you just hit kind of bounces back a little bit after you clocked him. And he's gonna take a swing at you. He misses horribly, just kind of a little disoriented from the big blow you landed. So this guy is actually going to attack you with disadvantage, Vivian, now that he's nauseated. So he's got an 11 to hit. Does that hit?
No.
All right, so he kind of steps forward again and just kind of shoots his arm over your shoulder. You see the blade go by. You hear it fling through the air, but it doesn't make contact. And finally, the guy that you've been fighting, Clyde, he looks like he's trying to get back into the game. He hasn't hit you once, so he's a little flustered. You can see his face is turning red with embarrassment.
Come on now, there's no need to be embarrassed. You just got to give it your best every single time.
Does an 18 hit?
An 18 does hit.
You pep talked him.
I help. I'm there to help.
Kip up.
You take 3 damage as he finally lands a hit, and he says, "Oh, man, thank you for encouraging me to hit you. I
There you
just really
go.
appreciate your encouragement. Now I actually feel kind of bad."
No, man, you just got to
Brady.
keep that coming. You need a few more of those to make really any impact on me in this temple.
Tassles, you're back up.
Okay. Well, I'm fucking silent and angry. And it's
You still roll with advantage, or is that just one?
no,
turn?
it's just for the one turn.
It's on your next
Just for
turn,
the
yeah.
one turn. So this is 12 plus 5,
That
so
definitely hits.
which is 16 or something.
17. But
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
go ahead and roll some
great.
damage.
Great. I'm with you. 5 damage with my fists.
Yeah, he's you can see the welt you left him from your last hit is already starting to swell, and you give him another good one in the face. Vivian.
Listen, bud, I can heal you here right now if you denounce your life of crime and embrace nature with me, bud. I can do that for you. What do you say?
Roll a diplomacy check there with advantage.
Wait, what is diplomacy in this? It is.
Oh, it's not
Is it
Persuasion,
persuasion?
probably.
persuasion? Thank you.
Yeah,
Charisma.
14.
He says, "Come on now, there's a fight.
All right.
Bring it on, brother."
All right. I'd like to clock him real good.
All right, roll me an attack here. Oh yeah,
Oh, yes. 19.
that's gonna hit. Go ahead and
Yeah.
roll some damage.
D4?
D4 plus your strength.
3.
Yeah, you get him in the solar plexus. He just kind of knocked the wind out of him a little bit, but he's still coming.
Offer still stands, dummy. You just threw up.
He does throw up a little bit more when you hit him. Clyde.
Okay, I'm gonna try to retaliate. I got hit last time. I think I'm gonna bring the thunder this time around.
I love it.
Natty
Oh,
20.
that's a critical hit. You're gonna roll 2d4, add your strength.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Okay, so that's gonna be 7 damage.
Really min-maxing.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's okay.
You this guy's kind of like gotten down to your level to try and hit you because it's the only way he could figure out to actually make contact with you.
Mhm.
And you've taken advantage of that. You square up and you throw a punch straight to the bottom of the jaw again, just kind of hitting that spot between the throat and the chin. And he kind of like takes a step back. His head goes up comically and he makes a ooh sound. Takes a step back here, but he's not knocked down quite yet. He's looking pretty bad. That brings us to Tassles. Your adversary goes for another swing here. He's got a 7 to hit, so he's going to miss. He's becoming less confident as the time goes on and as you keep hitting him. This guy in front of you, Vivian, is looking pretty bad. But he's not giving up. His friends are still here. He's still got his buddies around him.
Now, what if I could offer you a job?
15 to hit.
That's gonna hit me with a knife.
Yeah, he's gonna deal you 3 more damage with his knife.
Uh-oh. Okay,
Ooh,
cool.
Lethal damage. That's no
Yeah.
fun.
He opens up another cut on your arm.
I'm willing to forgive that.
I was about to open up a can of whoop ass and
Yeah.
treating my friends this way.
Yeah.
This last guy just moves forward, Clyde, and he's just gonna try and kick you.
Okay.
It's a 15 to hit, so I
That's a
think you
big
missed.
miss.
Yeah, so he takes a big Charlie Brown swing with his right foot,
Every
and
time.
and just kind of just you feel the breeze from his roundhouse as he just completely misses you. Brings us back up to the top. Tassels.
Hello. I need to finish this dude.
He's looking pretty bad. He's looking pretty bad.
And it's coming in the form of a boot to the chest.
Oh, you're gonna give him a kick. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Oh, daddy.
All right, roll a d4. Add your strength.
Yeah, okay, so 5.
You kick him. He looks really bad. He doubles over in pain. Not quite down yet, but looking pretty awful.
What's your name, son?
He can't. He doesn't have the air to give it to you.
I'll let
Vivian.
you think on it.
Vivian, this guy is also looking pretty bad.
Can I take a 5-foot disengage?
You may.
All right. It's right here. I'm
Mhm.
going to produce flame. It's a cantrip.
Yeah.
And there will be a fireball in my hand. And I'm just going to say, listen, last chance. You can leave here with a job and a future. Or I'll just extinguish your life right here. Okay?
Oh my god.
Wow.
Roll an intimidation check with advantage.
He's not going to believe me because that's a 6.
He says, "What is that? A candle you got there?"
All right. It's your funeral. And I can throw it at him. So I'm
All right.
making a ranged spell attack with it.
Yeah, God bless.
Does a 15 hit?
It sure does.
All right, it's a 1d8 of fire.
Yeah, go ahead and
Sick.
roll some damage there.
Nice.
7 fire
Nice.
damage.
Yeah, that's great.
Just nailing it with the max damage.
You just hit him with this flame, and he just does the and he goes up in flame, and then just kind of like it catches on his arm and just slowly envelops his entire body, and he burns to a crisp and dies. You've murdered him.
What? Wait, I was going to cast Healing Word next turn on him. Is he dead?
He's dead.
Uh,
You lit him. You burned him.
well,
It was a fire sale.
it was a fire sale.
Yeah.
Next up is
Premium prices.
Clyde.
Feels like this is kind of getting out of hand, wouldn't you say, mister?
He doesn't know what happened. He just heard the scream. He's like still looking at you.
Look behind you. Do you see that? Look behind you.
I'm not falling for that, man.
No, I'm being completely honest with you, 100%. I mean,
Roll me a persuasion check.
okay. So
Let's
that's a
finish. Let's
5.
finish this. Let's finish this. I'm ready to finish this.
Okay, well, you know what? You're right. If you're gonna press me, that's gonna be a 15.
That certainly hits.
Okay, we're gonna finish this now, Pard. All right. That is gonna be 6 damage.
You knock him out cold.
Yes.
He's still kind of like not believing that this is happening, and he like moves his eyes to the right but doesn't completely turn, and as he's like kind of not really paying attention, you land one right at his temple. You kind of jump up and get him right across the temple and knock him clean out.
Yes, sir.
That's how we do it from the forest where I'm from. I do this all the time. Me and Ebenezer, we spar like this. so-
Hey, nice job, Clyde.
Tassels, this is your guy. He's right in front of you. He's looking real bad.
Is it time
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. What's it time for?
to just crush this dude's skull? Yeah,
Oh.
apparently it is.
What? So what are you doing?
I'm going for the hand clap.
Oh yeah.
Just
Oh yeah. Roll damage.
Okay, 6.
You smack each side of his head. His eyes roll back in his skull. His tongue sticks out, and he falls like as a plank, flat back onto the ground. And you guys have finished the encounter. You've defeated the McGilliry's Lodge thugs.
Wow.
Well done.
Wow.
Well, I
you
didn't-
guys, you killed that guy.
Well,
Right as you're finishing up, a couple of guards run over and they say, "Oh my God, we saw that whole thing. You guys got into that fight. That guy pulled a knife on you."
he stabbed
That's
me
right.
twice.
I
I'd
That's
call
love,
that-
absolutely right.
I'd love some help.
I call that
You're the
self-defense.
law? Well, now, so you're the constabulary around here, and you just watched us get in this little thing and didn't intervene?
I mean, we were running from. We heard the sounds of fighting. We ran from the manor. It took us a while to get here.
Okay, no, you're right. You don't tell me how to do my job. So I
Well,
shouldn't
if
be
you had a
telling
job, they wouldn't tell you how to do it.
You don't know me very well, and I don't know your name.
Those two things are true.
The guard says, "All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna need to get each of your names for the police report. For the
Our names are
for the
on
report
that.
here."
Our names are all on that scribe's piece of paper, bound by magic and law. We are going to serve this town by building a new one out in the road. Why don't you guys just head on in and have a drink and forget you saw any of this?
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Big
it's an
time.
18.
Plus.
Oh, right. Sorry. +1.
Okay. Hey, it's something.
Yeah.
One of them
19's good.
One of them nods. The other one says, "All right, you get no trouble from me." And they go inside and they go to get their drinks, and you guys are like around 2 unconscious bodies and 1 charred corpse.
I pick up my quarterstaff and start heading back towards the Temple of All.
I'd like to do a little bit of pocket searching. I'd like to
Just feel around.
I'd like to just take stock of the inventory. You know?
I'd like
Yeah.
to go try to close the crisp body's eyes just gently.
The
but
front of
the-
his skull caves in, with
Oh,
just like the charred.
jeez.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I'm horrified.
You find 10 gold pieces on the 2 bodies that aren't burnt to a crisp.
Did the
Okay.
gold burn up on this guy?
He didn't have much.
That stinker stabbed me and left me nothing.
He had nothing to lose.
Well, I killed.
Let's say he had three like very hot silver pieces in his pocket.
Yeah,
Now,
I'd like to place them where his eyes would have been.
two of them are just unconscious, correct?
That's right.
I would like to I'd like to bind their wrists and ankles because I imagine that the guards will want to take them in for somewhere.
You got rope?
I do. Yeah, I have an adventurer's pack, and that comes with rope.
Excellent. Yeah, you tie them up pretty easily. We'll let you take a 20 because they're out like lights.
Cool.
And you kind of just leave them for the guards to grab when they're done.
Yeah,
with their...
I'd like to just try if I can. I mean, one is laying like right in front of the front door, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to just kind of like neatly pull them to the side and maybe
I'll
kind of
assist.
prop
Yeah.
them up against a wall. You know, we're not animals here. Might as well try to make sure they're not.
We're not animals. I just burned a man alive.
I did not.
I gave
am
him.
not-
I gave him every chance.
You did. To be
Listen,
fair, you
I
did.
offered him a job.
He did try to knife you, but you also tried to poison him right off the bat.
He didn't know it
And
was
succeeded.
non-lethal. It was just
He didn't
magic.
know. You're right. He didn't know it was non-lethal. He thought you were
Yeah.
trying to kill him.
Yeah, I think if we just drag them out of the way of the front door and just make sure they're,
Excellent. Yeah, I think that this is a pretty great place to call it for the night. It's a nice little introductory sesh.
cool.
We got through. You guys got to know each other a little bit. You guys got to fight together.
Really cast a pretty negative light on my character.